I want to talk to you about how to sell a house every single time without fail. I want to hear some comments on it. Hello, Sam Spinella, your trusted real estate guy. Now, for what I know you've been waiting for is how to sell the home every single time. And there certainly is a formula to this, and it's going to be with very careful instructions that I suggest this. First of all, every project is different and everybody's idea and thoughts are different as well. So it's very important that when you do this strategy, that you do it with a level head and you don't get emotionally involved with it. Now, with that said, how to sell a home every time is going to be, if you're the homeowner, don't be afraid to fix the home up. And I'm not talking about doing a new kitchen. I'm not talking about doing all the bathrooms and remodeling it the way that you live in. What I'm talking about doing is doing the basics to start with and then see where it goes from there. One of the strategies that I have and that I use every single time that I can when the seller allows me to, and most sellers do, is to go into the home and to first start by cleaning and decluttering the home and cleaning everything out of them. And after doing that, take a step back and take a look to see what's going to make the most sense for this home. For every dollar that my seller puts into it, for every dollar I put into it for my seller, I want them to get $3 back. Now, when I'm doing this for my sellers, I will go in and I will help to rehab the home, and then I will be reimbursed the rest of it. And the reason for this is I don't feel that its best intention is to allow somebody else to come in, put the money into the home, and then reap all the benefits of that. It doesn't make sense. The homeowner has been there for a long time. So this is what I'm talking about specifically. I'm speaking to homeowners, and I'm speaking to the way of selling your home every time. When you go and when you look at your home, you need somebody to come in and take a fresh perspective with, if it is a home that needs designing, then that design needs to be done by a professional. I do help people with design. I also bring in other professional designers. It depends on the size of the home, but this works at every single level of a home. I do this with $500,000 condos. I do this with homes that are worth $1.7 million, which is the average in San Jose and the Silicon Valley. And I do this with $4 and $5 million. And first, declutter and take a fresh look at the home. After you declutter and take a fresh look at the home, then you want to go through, look at the flooring, get estimates for everything, and then take another step back and see what is it that actually makes sense. Thinking about relocating to the Silicon Valley? My team and I have taken the time to create the ultimate relocation guide. Just click the link in the description or the top pinned comment. Hope you're having a wonderful day. I'm surprised many times how a seller doesn't even want to change the doorknob on the front door, but they want to get the highest price and they want to make $1 million on an $800,000 home. It happens all the time. What we have, sometimes when we put it on the market, we expect it to go for a lot more. That's not the case. You have to be realistic about it. And that's the next step. So after you do the work, that's going to boost the value of the home and make it fresh and make it turnkey for the next buyer. When you make it turnkey for the next buyer is going to say, okay, in their mind, I can picture myself living here now. Anything that I want to do to the home, I can do to the home later in a few years. So any money that I had that I was planning to put into a home, I can then put that money currently into the home and help the seller get a higher price. They can get multiple offers. Now, the next step is, where does the market sit before you put the house on the market? Before you put the house on the market, look and see, where does the market sit? What's going on with the market? Was there a surprise tariff? Was there something that happened? It's a balance of what is the market telling us to do right now. Based on that, you want to price your home between 10% lower than what you actually expect to get for the home. And the reason for that is, and I am speaking specifically to Silicon Valley, I do not sell homes other places. I can refer you to other realtors in other areas in California, as well as other states and other countries. But specifically here in the market that I work in, 10 to 12% tends to be a good positioning when we put the house on the market. And the reason for that is the filters of MLS that feed over to Redfin and Zillow when somebody's looking for a home. Those filters, people in the Bay Area are programmed, buyers in the Bay Area buyers specifically are programmed to purchase for more than what the seller's actually asking for. And that's just over years and years of what's happened with Silicon Valley real estate. So that 10 to 12% is a very big gauge when you're looking at a $2 million home. So 10 to 12% below what you actually expect. And that way buyers will come, it's hitting their filter. Oh, this house is perfect. They get to the house. The next step is when they get to the house, if the house hasn't been touched in any way, shape, or form, they have no vision to see what is the next, how is this house going to look when I put a coat of paint on it. So that's that next step. The final step is to set an offer date. When you set that offer date is going to allow you to have a finish line. So there's tricks inside of this as well. I'm not giving away all the tricks of the trade, but this is really the basics. And people might argue with me, that's great, whatever. But you might have a different strategy, that's fantastic. And I'm happy to talk about it, and I can't wait to see the comments. And one of the biggest pieces to this formula is to set a budget. And once you have that budget set, work with that budget. Doesn't mean you can't change the budget. Just make sure that you work with the budget and do the best you can. I have kind of a formula with different levels of homes and how much to spend on them, but everybody's going to have a different one. If you have any questions about this or anything else, I'm always here and happy to help. Hope you're having a great day. Talk to you.